You're listening to the What the Elf Was That podcast, an iconoclastic look at the latest Cleveland Browns news. The What the Elf Was That podcast is part of the Fanatical Elves podcast network, a part of the Fans First Sports Network. Here's your host, Joel Cade.
And welcome into What the Elf Was That? I am with me today is John Suchan. Go ahead and introduce yourself, John.
Hello, Joel. I'm John. I'm part of the Fanatical Elves Network. Glad to be here.
John is the Fanatical Elves Network. Don't let him lie. He is all. John is all.
I'm doing a show later at 9:00, Joel. I got to tell you. So I'm doing my Johnny Cleveland show, and I've got my colleague Tyler Hennon is joining me now. Tyler and I work together at school. He's my assistant principal, so he's eager to have a show one-on-one with me where we're going to talk all things Cleveland, which he doesn't like Cleveland very much, but he's a big hockey fan, so he's a Columbus Blue Jackets fan.
He's a Blue Jacket fan. Yeah, should
Yes.
I tell him that I'm a Jersey Devil fan?
No, are you really?
Yeah, a funny story about hockey, a friend of mine I was staying with over the summer between I believe it was my freshman and sophomore year, may have been my sophomore junior year, but I think it was my freshman sophomore year. They were big hockey fans, and so I started watching hockey with them, and became a big fan of Martin Brodeur and the New Jersey Devils. And so recently, a friend of mine took me to a hockey game, and he was a big Colorado Avalanche fan, so he wanted to go see the Avalanche. And I was like, yeah, this is kind of cool. It's not as strategic as football, but it's got its own kind of way of doing things. But in the process, I started like, I wonder what's going on with the New Jersey Devils, and just kind of up with them. So tonight, by the way, at the time of this recording, the Devils are playing the Blackhawks, the Chicago Blackhawks, who my friend.
Do you have any gear from New Jersey? Do you wear any like a hat?
No, I haven't really gotten into it because I just started started to get back into hockey.
I love it.
Just getting into hockey. You got to have something to root for. When you're watching the Cleveland Browns every week.
Well, and I just can't down here. The Blue Jackets are very popular here in Columbus, but I just have never I like hockey and I can watch it on occasion, but I haven't been able to naturally just get into it and want to come back and follow it. For a while, I thought I'll be a Calgary Flames fan, but then that petered out. I'd been to Calgary, so when I was a kid, so I thought, I'll be a Calgary fan. Then I was out in Los Angeles visiting a friend. I thought, maybe I'll become a Los Angeles Kings fan. So the latest one is my daughter lives in Seattle, so I'm a Seattle Kraken fan. And I bought some gear, so I have some gear now. I should wear that tonight when the show starts.
Yeah, I've been trying to find what hockey team do I want to follow. I've been trying to just allow myself to follow multiple teams in multiple divisions. So I've been following the Blackhawks, been following the Devils, been following the either the Panthers or the Lightning. I kind of like both.
Oh yeah.
Of them. And then out west, I kind of got to find some team out west. I couldn't really settle on a team, so
the Seattle Kraken, man.
I could just be a Kraken fan.
Why don't we jointly become Kraken fans, and then someday we can wear our Seattle Kraken.
There we go.
We'll just
be Kraken fan. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm just going to be a Devils fan. That's just what it's going to be.
No, I got you.
Krakens can be my second team or something.
Now,
anyway,
if you get a Devils, are you going to get if you buy something for the Devils, or are you going to get a jersey?
I'm going to get a jersey, but there's a guy on the team whose name is Bratt, Bratt, Bratt. Where's number 63?
Okay.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get it. I'm going to be Bratt 63 with my red New Jersey Devils.
I love it.
If I get one, that's what I'm doing.
I love it.
So speaking of the Browns, we had to get on the Browns today. So
really, we have to?
A lot happened. We're a Browns podcast. Probably ought to talk about the Browns.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
So last week, the big news was, and I don't know if we've even talked about Paul DePodesta. I think that happened after we recorded.
Exactly.
So let's just talk about what happened in the game first.
Okay.
Tommy Rees took over play calling. What did you think, John, of Tommy Rees play calling?
I thought the play calling was better or a little bit more. I don't know. They were just, it seemed a little bit better. Obviously, the execution by quarterbacks and wide receivers and all that fun stuff was not there. But, for the first time that he was doing that or had that as his primary job, I thought he did relatively well for the first game. But outside of that, I thought, I mean, the Browns offense still sucks. They don't, there's a lot of problems. So that
I would
was
agree there's a lot of problems, but I'm going to focus on play calling for a second.
okay.
I think Tommy Rees had probably the hardest job of any play caller in the NFL on Sunday, Thursday, or Monday, because you can almost see him like I don't know, John. I think I got these X-ray eyes with the game. You
Yeah.
see him struggling with the fact that if he wants to run the ball out of a certain formation,
Yeah.
as soon as they line up, they know that's what's coming. So he can't line up in like a 3 tight end set and run the football. So he has to roll out or he has to throw out of it just to spend an entire game doing what we call key busters. Right? It's like he spent an entire game just trying to break the tendencies of what every team has on the Browns. So when they line up in this formation, they're running the football. So he's out there trying to roll out Dillon Gabriel and throw passes. He's trying to drop back and throw passes out of it. But it's like he's hamstrung because those are running formations and he can't really run the football out of them because that's what everybody knows the Browns are going to do is run the football. So I don't know how many times I've watched him get into under center and throw the football and how many times I've watched him go in shotgun and run the football. And I'm looking at my son and I'm like, this is exactly what they need to be doing. The problem is he has to, like, if the pendulum's over here, he has to swing that pendulum way back over here just so it will finally settle in the middle, you know? So like last week's play calling was like a corrective to all the stupidity that we have seen this season. Like, so he's doing everything he can to like break every tendency possible. But in doing so, you know, Stefanski, like we were talking about, has these play calls like, okay, first down, this is the best play on first down. And it probably is the best play on a first down, but you can't run it now because you've run it ad nauseum to the point where everybody knows where it's coming. So all you can do is run all the secondary plays off of it, hoping that you get it all on tape. Everybody sees it. And then this week, I would expect us to see a more like thought out strategy, I guess is what I'm saying. It seems like the whole game was key busters.
Well, we've played Baltimore quite a few times. Obviously, they're in our division. So I think, and we've had some success against them, especially at home. So I'm hoping that, you know, anybody wants to go to the game, they're selling tickets for $9 in the upper deck right now. You can probably get them for free if you hold out.
Oh my goodness. Oh my, they're selling for $9?
$9.
$9. Okay. Well, so I guess I just wanted to say that about the play calling. That I think that I think Tommy Rees understands what's going on. I think he also understood that he was in a hole. You can't just walk up and act like it's ground zero because it's not. You're like in the bottom of a Grand Canyon, and you've set a whole bunch of tendencies that you now have to break in that first game. So that was a lot of what I thought was going on, and I think they did a pretty good job of it. I think the terrible part of it is that our quarterback's got like a noodle arm. Like, I don't know what the heck that dude's about. Like, he throws the ball on the ground. You roll him out.
Did you see or hear Stefanski's explanation? People were asking him today at the presser about his inaccuracy. And I'm telling you, Stefanski, he doesn't give you any answers. And today's answer was just bizarre again. He's just, I don't know if he's so pissed off with the local media, but he didn't give any kind of explanation. His explanation basically was like, well, you know, we all make mistakes. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, he just doesn't, it's just a mess right now between
I'll just tell you this. This is what they put on tape this week. When you roll out Dillon Gabriel, he can throw the football. If he's rolling out to his left and can throw, or actually to his right and can throw with his natural hand, he can do that. You ask him to sit back there in the pocket and throw the football, he's in trouble. Unless there's like a divide in the offensive line and there's a clear window for him to throw the ball, dude is screwed. And every time he tries to like escape, he's escaping backward because he can't see. If he steps forward, he can't see.
Well, what about like that? Like they were showing on that fourth down late in the game. Well, 10 minutes to go in the game, the Browns had a 4th and 1. They were showing the stills of that play where he dropped back and he had 3 guys.
See, but this is what I'm talking about. I think the only throwing window he had, given his height, was to one receiver. That was it. Because Cam Robinson, by the way, I want to talk about Cam Robinson. We're going to have to remind me to come back to Cam Robinson. I got some things to say, right? Cam Robinson's back there getting beat. I'm getting ready to like get, Gabriel killed. Everyone else has formed a wall on the front. So all he can do is step up because he's not seeing over Batonio, Posick, or Teller. You can't convince me he can see over them.
Yeah.
So he can only see through windows, which are on the left and the right. And if you ever notice, most of his accurate stuff goes to the left or the right through those windows. The stuff over the middle is inaccurate as crap, unless he can take some extra steps back.
Yeah,
and
he
throw
had
it
a few.
high.
Most of his passes were behind the receivers in this game or high. Like you said, there was a couple where he just lost the grip of the ball pretty much.
It's just like what we used to talk about with Baker Mayfield and his height issue. And then what they did with Drew Brees down in New Orleans, where they would have him throw off his toes, right?
Yeah.
So they'd have him like lift up on his toes and throw the football because of his height. If you watch Mayfield now, he does that once again in Tampa. Okay, Stefanski and the crew told him to stop doing that.
Stop telling to put himself
stop
on
throwing off the tip of his toes.
I got you.
Because he would lift up and throw and have a kind of a more downward motion. But if you're standing back there flat-footed or on the balls of your feet and you're Dillon Gabriel, right, all you can do is throw up, which means everything's going to go high. So he needs to elevate himself up and then throw overhand down, which is what when Mayfield came into the league, he was doing, which is what Drew Brees did, which is what a lot of the short quarterbacks did, which is what Mayfield is doing now. But it was what Stefanski and the gang got him away from, which has really hurt his accuracy. Okay. So anyway, that's a big.
I have somebody there speaking about our coach. Okay, a lot of people are saying that this week.
Stefanski. All right, John, let's take our break.
Okay.
Take our break. So, all right, everybody, hang on. We'll be right back. We're going to do some commercials because we bring in the cash on this one. All right, hang on, guys. All right, and we're back. So we're going to throw our plan out the window. Let's talk Cam Robinson.
Okay.
So Cam Robinson is an absolute waste of an offensive lineman. I don't even understand why he plays football, except that, like, is everyone else that bad? Like, I would take who's the guy we had last year that basically just quit on the team?
Jedrick Wills.
Jedrick Wills. I would take Jedrick Wills today.
I think he's available.
Out of shape today over Cam Robinson.
Why?
And he's probably free. Cam Robinson is just like he's off balance. He doesn't punch. He receives blows. Like he's not attacking. He's catching. And therefore, that gives the defensive lineman the advantage every single time. The defensive lineman is always setting the tone for the interaction. His making his move first. Cam Robinson is always responding to that move, and he's not quick. He's not powerful, and he's getting himself killed. So here's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to let you guys know how this goes out. I am putting my resume together, and I'm writing a cover letter to Andrew Berry up in Cleveland, and I'm going to put my resume out there that I, as a 50-year-old former left guard, can play left tackle today better than Cam Robinson, and I'm going to ask him for a tryout.
Yes.
So I can come in, try out, demonstrate that a 50-year-old man can play football better than Cam Robinson. So I'm dusting that off. I am literally going to mail it. I'm going to take some pictures, put it on my Twitter page when I mail it out. If I can get an address to Berea. If somebody knows how to get a letter to Berea, let me know, because my resume is going. It is going to Andrew Berry, and I'm going to tell him, like, just try me out. Look, high school all-state football player.
Yes.
Like second team All-American.
Still got it, man. I got it better than Cam Robinson does now.
Here's the best thing about this, right? When I was going to go to graduate school, right, I went to Notre Dame, but then I applied to go to grad school again when I ended up going to Emory. But I was accepted at Princeton and Yale. So I chose to go to Emory. So, but, you know, they may understand what Emory University is, because it's like
is that in Atlanta?
Yeah, it's a powerhouse university in Atlanta. It's where the Center for Disease Control is. It's a really good university. Actually, I think Nathan Segura went there, and he talks about it all the time.
Yeah.
But he and I weren't there at the same time. He had graduated, and I showed up, I think, the year after. But
so he's a little bit older than you. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Anyway, so I've been accepted to Princeton, Yale, so I can tell them that I am like an Ivy Leaguer if they want. So I could be the Ivy Leaguer
So
The
wait,
left
where did you do your
tackle.
undergrad work?
I did my undergraduate at Olivet Nazarene, which is where I played football. Then I went to
Nice.
graduate school initially at Notre Dame, and then went to Emory and on to Loyola
Oh,
Chicago.
wow.
So
Okay.
worked on my PhD at Loyola Chicago. So
Really?
anyway,
You got your PhD from Loyola Chicago.
I don't want to talk about any of this.
Man,
Let's
you're
talk
a
about
man
football.
of many talents here.
Let's talk about football.
I'm impressed. Okay,
Let's
back
talk about
to football.
So, I mean, you can see all my philosophy behind me in case you guys are wondering. But let's talk about football for a second. I can play left tackle better than Cam Robinson today as a 50-year-old man. I promise you I can. Simply because I know, because I am smart enough to engage, make the engagement happen. If you sit back every time and let the defensive lineman plan, plot, and execute a game plan against you, you are screwed every single time. You have to do something to disrupt the game plan of the defender, and he does none of that. He is like, just put a warm body there. I don't care. Line up a wide receiver at left tackle, do better than what you got going on right now. I'm being completely serious.
Some people are very positive about him. A lot of Browns fans think that he's an upgrade, but you don't see.
I don't want to insult any Browns fans. I'm just going to say this: I don't see the upgrade. I would definitely take Jedrick Wills over Cam Robinson any day of the week.
Wow!
Right now, as they're playing right now, I would take.
Now, is he the only problem on the offensive line, or do you see other?
I mean, like, you need a right tackle. I mean, my thing is, you got 2 draft picks coming up in the draft. You need to draft a left tackle and a right tackle.
Okay.
And just hope they work out.
I think a lot of people want at least one tackle, and some people want like a wide receiver.
I'd draft a whole offensive line with the first 5 picks.
Right.
I mean, because you're going to need it, because every single one of them are on their last year of their contract.
Our players we drafted on the defense, Mason Graham and Carson Schwarzenegger, man, they're coming to play.
Well, let's hope that we can get some offensive linemen to show up to play. Let's talk about Dillon Gabriel for a second.
Yes.
Noodle arm Gabriel.
Small Dillon Gabriel.
I saw where he was up for Rookie of the Week. Now, I don't know
what the hell is wrong with the NFL?
How this occurs. Like, I understand that when you roll him out or he has a passing lane, he can be accurate. But the minute he's pressured, he's running backward and he's getting sacked.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry.
And if he's running out and he doesn't have a clear line of sight at something, he can't hit it. I'm telling you what they did with Dillon Gabriel. People wonder why they drafted Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round. Here's what it is. Remember that conversation we had last week about how they have basically the same person everywhere in the organization?
Yes.
Paul DePodesta, and then you've got Andrew Barry, and you've got Kevin Stefanski. They're all the same person, right? They're intelligent. They're abstract.
Princeton, Yale, except he's
Dillon Gabriel's just like the quarterback, right? It's now you have DePodesta, Barry, Stefanski, and their supercomputer quarterback, and it's all the same person, just in different positions.
Are they going to take Mendoza next year, the Indiana quarterback
whover's the smartest
to go to Yale?
Guy.
Well, he's supposed to go to Yale.
Mendoza. Maybe they'll draft him.
To go to Yale. Okay.
Maybe they'll draft him. I don't know. I again, left tackle, right tackle, and then the next round you take a center. Then after that you start taking guards. That's where I'm at.
Well, how long is this experiment with Dillon Gabriel going to last then, Joel?
How long is Kevin Stefanski going to be the head coach? I have no idea. Like, I mean, Shedeur Sanders does not exude Ivy League if you talk to him, okay? And Deion Sanders does not exude Ivy League. Like, I don't understand how
this is a conspiracy.
I'm not saying it's a conspiracy. I'm just saying he doesn't look like their guy. I tell you who looks like their guy. The guy who is super smart, is not athletic, can't throw the football, and probably should have been playing like at Yale with the rest of the people in the front office.
Yes.
Like, these are all these guys who played college football that just like didn't have the athleticism to make it.
Kevin Stefanski played at Penn. I don't know where Andrew Barry played, but
I'm not saying they're not good athletes. I'm just saying they're not professional athletes. And I feel like this is Dillon Gabriel. Then they're like, damn it, Dillon Gabriel, it's our chance to vicariously play in the NFL.
Well, Dillon Gabriel didn't even sound today like they interviewed him for a guy that's in a rookie and doing his first year as a quarterback. He just sounds like he sounds defeated. He doesn't sound inspiring. I don't know how anybody.
I mean, like, to be honest, man, the dude has always sounded like he's high on drugs every time he talks.
Well, Wyatt
Just kinda
Teller, I
just
felt like
slow,
after that play earlier in the game in the fourth quarter when he got sacked because he couldn't hit one of his wide open wide receivers. I mean, Wyatt Teller threw his hands up. I don't know if you saw the replay, but he's like, what the, like, these guys are giving him an opportunity. I just, like you have already said, I mean, he's just not producing.
Yeah, I think I literally just really think that this is like, hey, we found a guy who's just like us, meaning Stefanski, Barry, and Podesta, and they're putting him out there.
And you think that this is going to keep, like, people are saying today again, like Mary Kay Cabot is saying, you know, Stefanski's good. He's not going to get fired. You know, so obviously she's hearing that from people, and the owners have given Stefanski a free year this year. So no matter what their record is, they're going to bring back Dillon Gabriel, all this fun stuff.
God help us.
It's depressing.
God help us. If they keep playing Dillon Gabriel next year, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. I look at my son every week and I'm just like, this is not going to stop until Kevin Stefanski is gone. This is what we're looking at. Speaking of which,
I agree.
I think I have watched like some really, really stupid endings to Browns football games over my life. We all have.
Yeah.
This has got to be top 10. I would say top 5 for a normal
top 10.
franchise.
I would agree. I was listening. Listen, Joel, I was watching the game, but then I got up and I was so pissed before all of that other part stuff happened. And I went to lunch with my son and I had the game on in the radio in my car. And I was listening to Nathan Zagura, and that initial play where the Browns were called for defensive holding with like just under 2 minutes to go, that gave him a brand new first down. They were just besides themselves. Like, are you kidding me? How could Devin Bush or whoever it was hold? And then that last play where he jumped offside. I mean, like, you know,
they are not running a play. Okay. And if they are running a play, I would rather get beat with them faking me out and running the play than me jumping off sides. And holding, I mean, like, Devin Bush was out of position. He grabbed because he was out of position.
Yeah.
And like the quarterback wasn't even looking down the field.
No.
He was just running. Like,
yeah.
You have to be aware of like down, the distance, the circumstance, what the offense needs to accomplish.
But then,
and like,
that player's not released. Our special teams coach has not been fired.
Okay. You're like, you know what? I don't even want to talk about special teams, but let's get on that for a second. How hard is it to kick the football 40 yards and force a fair catch? Yeah. How hard is that? How hard is that? I've been saying that I truly believe kickers are superfluous. If they're going to go out there and wear shorts, then why are we even employing them as football players? Like, they don't even think they're football players. I agree with them. They're not football players.
Sure.
So just kick the ball 40 yards.
Yeah.
And run down the field. And force them to fair catch it. That way, you're putting the pressure on them to catch the ball with a person in their face, as opposed to, hey, I'm going to catch the ball. There's nobody 20 yards near me. Now I can run 10 yards before anybody's in the screen, right? And basically get 20 yards back. They're going to end up with 9 out of 10 times, no matter how far Bojorquez kicks that ball, they end up 40 yards from where the line of scrimmage was. It's like clockwork. Just kick the ball 40 yards and force the fair catch. It's not that hard. And kickoff, just kick the ball in the end zone.
Yeah.
You can do that. Who cares if you give them the ball at the 30 or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Just kick it in the end zone.
Now I've given up 3 kickback and punt returns, most in the league this year. So,
you know, and
he still has a job. And the way that Stefanski talked about him earlier in the week, saying, oh, well, we all make mistakes. We all got to be better. I'm like, there's something going on obviously behind the scenes that we aren't privy to, but because it's really depressing to so many Browns fans right now because of what's happening.
I got to wrap this up, but I'll just say this about the culture in Cleveland right now. The details do not matter. Period. They don't. right? That's how you give up kick returns. That's how you give up punt returns. Like my God, I'm going to tell my little side story. We signed Corey Bajorquez and people start going crazy. Oh my God, we got a guy who kicked the ball 60 yards. My response, I wrote a long article for Dog Pound Daily. You can look it up.
Sure.
Long article. Like, this is one of the dumbest things we've ever done, because you only need to kick the ball 40 yards and force a fair catch. And what's going to happen is you're going to start giving up touchdowns. And here we are. We're giving up touchdowns. And
because we're out kicking our container.
Because we're out kicking our coverage, and then we're putting the pressure on us as a coverage team to beat our blocks, to get down there and make a tackle. So by kicking it that far, he takes the pressure off the return team and onto the kick team. It's like Cam Robinson. If you let the defense, if you let the kicker or the returner catch the ball, formulate a plan, and attack you with that plan, you're going to lose. Okay. But you can pressure the kicker, the kick returner, by kicking it 40 yards, having 3 people stand in his face while he catches the ball. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. But we think we're so smart that we can get an extra 10 yards, or we can get an extra 20 yards by kicking the 20 yards longer and then just running down and making the tackle. And we think, oh, we've outsmarted everybody. No, what you've done is proven that you're going to give up kick returns, which is why nobody does this except the Cleveland Browns.
I love it.
Swear. And anyway,
I love the perspective.
The Ravens next week. Let's talk about the Ravens real quick.
Yes.
I'm actually a Ravens fan.
Go to hell.
There we are. Go to hell. Baltimore Ravens. So they're in Cleveland, and you're saying you can get them for like $10 for upper deck.
$9 they're on the market. You'll probably get them for $1 or $2 by the time the game rolls around Sunday.
They're probably paying more for the processing fees.
I was told today I can't use my tickets, and so I offered them to some of my colleagues, and they said, "Well, if you if you drive us, we'll take them for free, or we'll take them for free if I'm like, oh well." It's just
crazy. Didn't give them away.
Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens. All right. So look, their offense. I think we talked about the Ravens last week a little bit. This is the Lamar Jackson show, period. That's what it is.
Yep.
And if Lamar Jackson can sit back there and throw the ball and pick us apart, then we're screwed. Now, luckily for us, we do have Myles Garrett who can rush the passer. So we're probably going to make him roll out to the left or to his right. Depends on where we line up Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
So somebody over there is going to have to be paying attention to him rolling out. And you got to cover at least, was it Zay Flowers is the only decent receiver they got? Yeah. Somebody's got to cover him. It's like Kyle Juszczyk coming out of the backfield. You have to cover the dude, or he's going to get like first downs on you nonstop. The defense, I don't know why people think this is a good defense, because it's not. That secondary has been garbage for years, particularly Marlon Humphreys. Every time I watch the Browns or anybody playing against the Ravens, that team mercilessly attacks Marlon Humphreys. And like every year, he ends up with like some Pro Bowl selection. Like, I don't even understand how he gets, like, is it just because he plays for the Ravens?
Probably, yeah.
I mean, like, it's like Buster Screen out there. You remember old Buster Screen?
I do, yes.
Like, Buster Screen would be at the line of scrimmage. The guy would come off. He would grab him and hold on for dear life, and like, he'd get like a 5-yard penalty almost every other play.
Yeah.
I mean, Marlon Humphreys is like Buster Screen out there.
Yeah.
Like, how does this guy get recognition as anything other than straight garbage? Just watch. Watch. The Browns will attack Marlon Humphreys next week.
Okay.
That's what'll happen.
Okay.
Tommy Rees is smart. We'll make it happen. All right. Well, hey, I got to run. Last words.
Join us later tonight. I've got my Johnny Cleveland podcast coming on tonight at 9:00 with a special guest, my colleague from work, Tyler Hennon. So tune into that, and all the great programming like Joel here. What the Elf is that? Lots of great shows we had. There's a Gleam earlier today with Steve Hemrich. So check that one out too on Apple, Spotify. We love the fact that you guys are watching us and listening to us on the Fanatical Elves Network.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the What the Elf Was That podcast. Please like, subscribe, and tell all your friends to give a listen. You can follow host Joel Cade on Twitter at The Left Guard.